We can't blame no other nation for what happened to us. We got to deal with the consequences and realize we effed up. You see what I'm saying? Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
So now the Lord said he was going to bring a nation from afar as swift as the eagle flyeth, right? Because remember, when the natives was here, Christopher Columbus and them came from a far land, right? To this side of the world.
Bring it up.
But why did it say as swift as the eagle flyeth? Why did the Lord use the eagle right there? I want you to think. What is the symbol that this white man has always used? An eagle.
Right.
Ever since the white man came into power, they've been using an eagle to represent their nations.
That's right.
Rome,
Right.
Greece,
Right.
America.
Right.
All these nations, since they came into power, they've always represented themselves by the eagle. The Lord said he was going to send a nation from afar against us as swift as the eagle flyeth. Read verse 64.
Bring it out. Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one ending of the earth, even unto the other.
So another one of the curses was that the Lord was going to scatter us from one end of the earth to the other. That's why you got our people all over. When you look at the sign, you see we scattered all over the place in these different lands. That's on the right side is what we call ourselves today, but on the left side is what God calls us.
Right.
When you look at the history of the slave trade, look at where we were scattered to, y'all. We were scattered all over Africa, Europe, South America, North America. Everywhere you go, our people there.
Right.
Why? That's Bible prophecy. Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Now God says when you go to, this is the Most High giving the commandment. He said when you go to these other lands, you're going to serve other gods.
Right.
You're not going to serve me. You're going to serve the nation's gods.
Right. Right.
So now when you ask yourself, where we get this man from, right? Because if I ask my young sister right here, sis, who's this right here? Don't look at your mommy. I'm asking you. I want her to answer. Who is this? You see that? You see that? You see that? We grow up believing that our God looked like them.
Right.
What nation of people, no other nation does that. You got the Chinese folks got their God.
Right.
The Arabs got their God.
Right.
We the only nation of people that don't have a God that look like us.
Bring it out.
Where is this man? Because he's not in the Bible. He's not in the Bible. But when you ask everybody, who's that? Oh, that's Jesus. That's God. You see, how old is your daughter? 8. And it's not to It's to prove that we've been indoctrinated at an early stage. You might have never said that out of your mouth to her. But guess what? She see it on the TV. She see it in the churches. All the movies. Son of God, 10 Commandments, Passion of the Christ. Brothers and sisters damn tearing up in the movie theater over Passion of the Christ. You see what I'm saying? But these are the lies that we've been taught. Read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
God said that you're going to serve gods that your forefathers didn't serve.
Right.
That they didn't know. They didn't know about no white Jesus.
Bring it out.
Jesus is a black man according to the Bible. That's what the Bible says. So why, if I Google Jesus, why can't I find a white man when the Bible itself says that he's black?
Right. Bring it out.
And this is a book that Christians say they believe in. You see what I'm saying? It don't add up. Read verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So remember I told y'all earlier, we had just came out of Egypt. The Lord had just delivered us from bondage. Now he's telling them, listen, if you disobey me, you're going to go back into Egypt. Meaning you're going to go back into bondage or slavery. Read.
With ships.
But this time God said you going with ships. How did we get here? We got to this slavery on ships. Cargo slave ships. It wasn't the Royal Caribbean. You see what I'm saying? We wasn't on a cruise ship. No, we was packed like damn sardines. Guess what? Guess what happened? When you had to take a piss, guess where you had to piss at? And guess who was up under you? When you had to take a poop, when a woman was on her menstrual, guess what happened? Guess where that stuff went? You think you was like, hey, man, slave master, I need a restroom break real quick.
Bring it out.
You think he was able to say that? Listen, this is the God that our people don't know.
Right.
They don't know this God. They don't know that God did this to us. You see what I'm saying? We've been locked. Christianity has lied to us, bruh. Read.
Right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
That it you wouldn't see is talking about our homeland. Because have we been home as a people? No, we all still scattered in our lands.
Right.
Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
It says where you were scattered to, these different lands you scattered to, the Bible says that you was going to be sold unto your enemies.
Right.
Who did that happen to? Who went onto slave ships, and when they got to the various lands, they were sold. Huh? That happened to us, right? This don't correlate with nobody else. This don't correlate with nobody else. You see what I'm saying? But what other nation of people can you match this history up with? Nobody. This fits us. So now you start to understand, okay, well, damn. I realize I've been lied to a little bit. For instance, y'all celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. How you doing, brother? Huh?
I celebrate Easter.
You celebrate Easter,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, all of that stuff, right? Okay. Where did we learn that stuff from?
Yeah, where we got it from?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the government,
You know,
everybody else
school.
created that just to make
Huh?
another expense.
School, parents.
School, right? So, like, if I ask y'all a simple question, like, what's your nationality?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, right? What's your nationality? My brother back here with the red eye. What's going on, bro? What's your nationality? Yeah. If you had to go in for a job application, you know how they say, what is it, race and ethnicity, right? Black, right? But where's the land of black?
That's right.
Nowhere.
Nowhere, right? There is no land of black. All we call ourselves what? What's another thing we call ourselves?
African American.
African American, right? If I ask 10 people what's their nationality, 10 black people, so-called blacks, guess what? They're going to give me 10 different answers.
Right.
I might get 2 of them that say, okay, black. Next one going to say Afro-American, Negro, I'm colored. Our identity has changed every so often. Why is that? What's the big secret about who the hell we are? Why is it that Kanye West can get canceled for saying that blacks are the real Jews? How is it that Kyrie damn near lose his job because he posted a documentary that points to the fact that he didn't even say nothing. The man just posted the documentary and they damn near canceled this man. That don't make no sense. What the hell are they trying to hide? You see what I'm saying? Huh?
They don't want to bring religion into anything.
It's not that.
But they quick to talk about the devil and worship it and all that other stuff.
Let me tell you how that's a lie, right? Because even on the job, they'll say, don't talk about religion and don't talk about politics, right? They'll say these things. But when Christmas come around, don't they put a big ass Christmas tree in the office?
Bring it up.
Ain't that a religious thing?
Right.
That has nothing to do with the Bible. You see what I'm saying? That's a doctrine that they practice, that they learning. For instance, Easter. What the hell does bunnies and eggs have anything to do with anything? You see what I'm saying? Do bunnies lay eggs? No. So when you look at a lot of the things that we do, give me I think it's 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Is that what I want? It's either 10 and 4 or 11 and 4. Yeah. But many of the things that we learned that stuff in slavery, y'all.
Right.
We learned that getting our backs whipped with whips. Did we come over here willingly? No. So that shows you that we, even still to this day, bro, we are in captivity. Right. Is what you got to understand. It's like I was going over earlier. Everything you want, you have to go to your oppressors to get it. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? There is a solution. The story ends with us on top, but in order to do that, you got to get yourself right. And we're going to prove that. We'll read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached.
You see that? If he that cometh preaching another Jesus that we not preach. Because during this time period, guess what? nobody was walking around with white Jesus.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody was, the holidays and things that we keep, guess what? That was not what Christ was teaching.
Right.
Christ taught keep the Sabbath day.
Right.
Christ taught love your wives.
Right.
Marry these sisters. Don't jump from sister to sister to sister.
Right.
But what we grow up doing?
We doing the complete opposite.
We learn the complete opposite.
That's right.
I learned how to be a hoe growing up. You see what I'm saying? I learned how to be a complete hoe growing up. Read.
Or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him.
You see that? Another gospel. That's what we've learned. Christianity is another gospel. Because you know what comes with Christianity? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, birthdays. All of that stuff comes with Christianity. And that stuff is nowhere in the Bible.
Right.
For instance, let's go with Christmas. Should we be celebrating Christmas? Because I've said that we shouldn't, right? But what y'all think?
Well, they say Christmas is something about Jesus.
They say, who's they?
Well, I heard in the Bible, and it said that going around Christmas was when I guess there was like these disciples that saw baby Jesus, and that's when they had to follow the star to get to God or something like that. I don't read the Bible.
Yeah.
I heard stories. I don't know if I'm close or accurate.
Right.
But do you know anything about that?
Let me ask you a question. You go to church?
I have for 14 years, but not no more.
Okay.
I grew up in church, basically.
Okay. So what I'm pointing out is the fact that we grow up in church, right?
Right.
We go to church. Some of us from the majority of us, when we youth, we forced to go to church.
Right.
You become of age and you like, man, I ain't fooling with it no more. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. You know what I mean? And majority of us do that because as men, we start peeping game. You know what I'm saying? We like, man, I'm out of here, man.
Right.
And you got other stuff attracting you more, whether it's the street life, sports, or whatever the case may be. We move away from the church because most men that's in the churches are effeminate as hell.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They either effeminate as hell or they controlled by their wives.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But the church, most women fill up the churches today. You see what I'm saying? So now, when it comes to like the doctrines and things that we learn, like I'm gonna take Christmas for example. We learned that Christmas is about the birth of Jesus Christ, right? That's what we was taught. But Christ was not born in the dead of the winter.
Right.
He was not born in the dead of the winter. Christ was born more towards the springtime. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's where Jesus was resurrected. That's where the Easter comes into play.
We'll get into that too. Let me deal with Christmas first. Read that. I'm gonna show you where Christmas comes from because Christmas is not new. Y'all understand that as times change, holidays don't really change, they just develop and kind of like reinvent themselves. They evolve, thank you. You see what I'm saying? They just evolve. So, like you had Saturnalia and all of the, you see what I'm saying? Just over time, it evolves. Valentine's Day and all of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Birthdays, all of this stuff, it just evolves.
Right.
But we gonna read about Christmas. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1. Bring it on. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So God told the children of Israel, he said, listen, don't learn the ways of the heathen. The heathen are referring to the other nations outside of the nation of Israel.
Right.
Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
It said, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. For instance, you have people who create religions based off the signs of heaven. Like in Islam, they worship the moon god, right? God says, don't be dismayed. We shouldn't even be into, hey, what's your zodiac sign? No, I'm saying we shouldn't be into that stuff. And the worshiping of stars, astrology, and all of this stuff. Horoscopes, thank you. We shouldn't be into all of that stuff. Read.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the heathen, the other nations, they are dismayed at them. Right? Read.
For the customs of the people are vain.
So now it says there's a custom of the people that's vain. Read.
One cutteth a tree out of the
It
forest.
says one goes and they cut a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They decked this tree with silver and with gold.
Right.
What holiday do we do that? Christmas. Christmas. But the Lord just told us, don't be dismayed at that. Don't follow the customs of the heathen. But we still do it today. Why? Give Matthew 15:3. Why do we still do it today?
Bring it out.
Because it's something that brings family together. So some people don't think of it like that.
But guess what? There's many holidays in the Bible that bring family together.
Bring it out.
You know what we're in the midst of right now? Passover,
That's
which is
right.
a celebration of destruction from our enemies.
Bring it
Guess
out.
what? We all was together last night. The family came together last night. We came together the night before that. You see what I'm saying? So we have new moons every month where we all come together as a family.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Worldwide. So it's a lot of times we make the excuse of, oh, well, I do it for the family, I do it for the kids. But do you love your family and your kids more than you love God?
Bring it out.
No, right? We shouldn't. Read that.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
You see that? We transgress the commandments of God by our traditions. Thanksgiving, celebrating the slaughter of the Native Americans.
Right.
Those are our brothers and our sisters.
Right.
And we willingly say, you know what, I'm coming together with family, and we take part in their festivities. Christmas, Allah.
You know about Christopher Columbus Day?
Huh?
You know about how we celebrate Christopher Columbus?
Right.
Yeah, you know, when I was little growing up, man, and we used to celebrate Christopher Columbus, the discovery of North America and shit, we used to go along with it. But like my grandpa and they're Haitian and shit. So when they came down to the islands and shit,
Right.
Christopher Columbus discovered Hispaniola, discovered all the Native Americans already living on there. You know, they leave out the part of the genocides, the
Yeah, of course.
the slavery and shit like that. So when we celebrated, we actually celebrated a man that took these cultures away from these people and shit. So we don't question it, we just celebrate the type shit.
Right, perfect. Because you know why? If we at war, right? For instance, I'm gonna take a war that we all are accustomed to, like Crips and Bloods, right? If there was a big war and whether the one side won, who's gonna be able to tell the story ultimately? Huh? The conquerors, right? So America conquered us as a people. So guess what? They get to tell the story. And they get to be the heroes in their own story.
Right.
Right? Logically, that's what anybody would do. You would want to play yourself the hero in your story. You see what I'm saying? Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
You see that? In process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law. Because now, it's so bad. Like if you let's say you are on the job and they're like, yeah, we having a Christmas party. Everybody come on now. If you don't show up to the party, guess how folks gonna look at you?
We don't celebrate Christmas.
Right. They gonna look at you. Or let's say somebody, you dealing with a customer walk away and say Merry Christmas and you don't say it back. How she gonna look at you? He or she? Right. It's gonna be like you rude.
I think that's just America way to, let's say you do something different, society kind of circles you around to make it seem like you're different. So you're gonna do whatever you can to blend in with your surroundings type shit.
Right. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that happened during the time of the Greeks too, when they first came into power. I'm about to give it back to you. First Maccabees 1. I want y'all to listen to this. 41, I think it is. It's 2.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Bring it up. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
So during the time of the Greeks, the same thing happened. They said, listen, we all should be one people. Read.
And everyone should leave his laws.
You see that? Everybody should leave his laws, meaning their religions.
See?
Right? Read.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
You see that? The nations agreed to that. They agreed to leave their laws and their customs. Read.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
See that? Many of the Israelites, our people, also did that same thing.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So what I'm showing you is that the nation, the so-called white man has always dealt in that fashion.
See.
Listen, America teaches, listen, everybody adopt Christianity, right? You go to Africa, you got the white man Jesus over there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Jamaica, anywhere you go to, guess what? Even they got Chinese Christian churches now.
Right.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.